Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on some identification cards. I'm sure you've seen them all over the YouTubes. They're very popular, they're very cute, very easy. So we're going to do some of those. First, the sneaky peek in my mom's journal. And this little guy here, I think was where we were making something out of newspaper or magazine page. And I went ahead and made one out of this pretty paper. It was a very simple little fold, and when you glued it down, you could glue it down in a U-glue, so you had a pocket behind, and you made a big thumb pull, and you had a pocket inside. I lined it with that paper just so you wouldn't see the I think it was black, or I mean white on the back side of that. This I just kind of scuffed around with my vintage photo to give it some age. And this beautiful little girl, I've used her in quite a few different things. I got her from Scrapbooking with Me. And then some of the Tim Holtz words had, "It is a beautiful crown." So I'll put that on there because I thought that's what that looked like on her. So that is a little idea for you. The little pocket itself, I think it's made like one of those coin pockets, basically. All right, so we're going to, that's all I'm going to show you today. Oh, I can show you the tag that was in behind here. This was paper from one of my paper pads, and it was so pretty. It had roses and musical notes, and it had the dots on the background, and I thought that was really, really pretty. Usually I'll round my corners. I don't know why I didn't for that one, but oh well. I'm surprised she didn't write on any of that. Alright, so I've got a few things here. Now, this paper came from French Industrial. I believe that's what it's called. French Industrial. It's the only large paper pad of his that I have. I had two of his smaller 8x8s, but you can see all the different great things that was in there. I've used a good bit of it. I'm trying to go through it. Now, these men and stuff at the back, you know, I'm going to have to find somehow to use those guys. And then it had pieces that you could use for ephemera in here. And you'd have a something on the front, but you also have like something on the back that could work for an identification card really easy. See those? I can't cut those guys up. And there's another guy. Now, I've used him before on something else, so I will be using them. One of the other aspects of this that I could never figure out what to do with are these little square boxes at the back. Now, you know, they've got some of the people on them as well. And the great thing about them is they're two-sided. The same thing is on either side. See, I got the little group of men there, and I got the group on that side. So I thought, well, I could cut those down and use those backgrounds for the identification tags. So that's what I'm going to do. If it turn out good, I'll get back in here and do some more. But here is my plan. I've got these two from the Halloween pack that I got last year, I'm sorry. And they're so big, they would just swamp that. So I went ahead and got a 3x5 index card. And I did my ink smushing thingy on it. And then I did some little dripping on it to give it an old look. And see, they work out pretty good on there. So these two are going to these two cards. So you can kind of see a different way to use them. I think Tommy used index cards for hers as well. And then in one of my 8x8s, I had this whole page of all these little mug shots or whatever you call it. I love that background too. So we have, I think, about 8 of these papers. I've inked them up. Some of them I have rounded corners with a shallow round. And some of them I didn't. So what we're going to do, I'll show you how to do that. I just went in here, and this was another page that I cut up. I had some pages. Oh, I did a hard round on that one. We'll go with it. But I had some pages where I'd cut things off of it, and I was just trying to clean up shop. So you know how it is. Just use what you got there. All right, I'm using my ground espresso and inking this up. And thank you very much for coming to visit. I hope your day is going well. And Oh, everybody's healthy. Knock on wood. Do I have some wood? Oh, anymore it's hard to find wood, isn't it? Oh, okay. I got a lot in the basement I've been burning. I know that. And that mama pop stove. All right, so that's basically all you got to do. The main thing is choosing which side you want to go with, because I could have went with that side. But I thought the writing and such would go well in this instance. So, and then my other ones I just kind of squared off. You can see how that turned out. We're going to cover it with stamping. Now, I've had these. I went to some auction down in North Carolina one time, and they were selling these recipes. And one of those little metal boxes, you know, that has that little lid that lifts up. And I went through all the recipes to see what I wanted and kept what I did. And they were on index cards and such. But I kept all these. I thought they were beautiful color. So that's what our base is going to be. I thought, well, you know, we could be making up us a database of all of these international spies or, you know, something like that. So we're going to go ahead and glue these down to our bases with some of my Barely Arts glue, which is in camouflage as art glitter. I love his bottle. I just can't help it. I love the bottle. I'm going to have to poke that again. Oh my goodness. Well, my last video, I told you, which I filmed that one yesterday. It's going to be posting today. Which is, what is this, Tuesday? Yeah. Anyhow, so I didn't get any sleep the other night. So I really slept good last night. And we just got this new recliner. And I'm kind of miffed because mine is starting to not, you go back so far and you can lay all the way back, you know. Well, mine's starting to get stuck. We got the extra insurance on it. So if any of the mechanical parts and stuff like that went bad, I think it was $150 or something extra. Or if, you know, the outside covers or something got marred, which they were supposed to be pet and cat friendly. I forget what they call that. Which the cats have taken the thing over. All of that was covered. So we are covered. I just don't know how you go about that. Do they come out with their truck and pick it all up, or do they just come out and fix it at site? I'm curious about that. Yeah, because I got down last night in that laying down position, and I think I can't get back up, and it's so hard to climb up out of that thing. It's comfy, but it's hard to climb out of. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know what else I've got that's been exciting. I was like a zombie when I took Mom out yesterday. She was trying to get her insurance or her insulin, and I don't know. I was okay the first part of the day, but after that, you know, you get lack of sleep kind of starts to get to you. I was just trying to get through the day and get home. Okay, I always like this Barely Arch. You got a little bit of time to float something around if it's not quite in the right spot. What I had first thought to do was take like index cards like this and cut me one of those, you know, tabs that came out the top. And then I remembered, I said, oh, I've got those ones over there I need to use up. Because what is it? It's the year of using up your stash. Non-buying. Now, I went to Michael's the other day. I did buy some stuff, but it was only like $11 because I had to use vouchers. Well, it would have been less than $11 because I had two $5 vouchers. They couldn't get the other one to work. That's not on me. I don't consider that one. I have gift cards. I didn't even think to pull the gift card out because I was so miffed about that one not working. Oh my gosh. But I only bought glue. I bought some new glue sticks. What is that? Let me see. I got a little organizer case to put a lot of my ephemera things in. It's Tombow, and I've heard that Tombow is pretty good, so I'm going to see how the glue sticks work that's Tombow. I never realized they had any. But I have a bunch of scraps over here in a container that I need to go through and do some master boards. Don't worry, I doubt if I'll do that on, on video. Unless somebody shouts out that they like to see a video on doing some master boards. Which, if I did that, I would only do one on screen with you. And I would probably show you a few others that I have done in the past, which I probably need to cut up. So it might be a thing where I'll show you how I cut them up as well. And this one, boy, I was sticking anything and everything on it. And I really liked it. It's sort of Tim Holtzy, distressy looking and all that kind of good stuff. So I don't know if it's going to be one I want to make a copy of, you know, save in my computer, which I probably will. Sorry about that. I thought I heard the door open, so I stopped to go out there. I guess it was just my cat boot scooting in the hallway. She's a little tomcat. Well, no, a bobcat. She's a bobcat because it's a girl. It's a girl. And anyway, so she sometimes just does flips in the hallway and has a good old time with her little self. She's a tiny little thing. Tiny. Looks like maybe a 2-month-old kitten. She is something. Oh, well. I kind of like that color scheme there. How do you like that? Yesterday I started something new. Gail, she'll do her shout out or whatever she's got. She does her hugs and whatever and calls out about 4 different people. And, well, I don't have that many people on my that watch me that I know of. I've got a good dozen at least. Maybe going on to 2 dozen now. That'll comment. They're great commenters. They're wonderful ladies that had followed me forever. Ever since I began. Most of them have. So I think I want to just shout out each video somebody and just say how much I appreciate them. And my next one, since she just wrote me the other day, her name is Jetsy Girl. And I think she may be from Australia. I don't know. You need to tell me where you're from, girl. But I think she's starting her journey into the junk journal world. And she's getting up her momentum and trying to new things and watching what I do. And I just want to tell you, I really appreciate you for all you do. You comment and get with me every time and will give me positive feedback. And it just means the world to me. So I want to tell you, get in there, just start experimenting. If it doesn't turn out right, like if you make something and it doesn't look good, cover it up. Just call it a layer. That's all you have to do. And I just want to tell you, just you can do it. You can do it. And that goes for a lot of the rest of you out there. Just get in there and play with something. I've experimented and piddled with stuff my whole life. I'm just a curious person, I guess. I love puzzles. So, I'm kind of just... Is that upside down? That one's upside down, so this one can be too. How about that? And, yeah, just get out there and experiment. Just put something together. Like a lot of them say, it's just paper. It's just paper. It's not, it's not going to do much, you know, just sitting on the shelf. So, give it some usage. Okay, I got all my stamp blocks over here in a pile. I don't need my glue anymore at the moment. I think we're going to be doing some stamping. And let me find my stamps. Oh, right behind me. So, the ones we're going to use today And, you know, put your stamps to use. If you got a stamp pad, and especially these Tim Holtz ones are expensive. So you get in there and you use those stamp pads to the best of your ability to get your money out of them. Now, I see this one, which looks like it could be something that has to do, you know, where they're punching out when you visit or you go through a country or something like that. I knew that one was one. Here's one that says identification card stub. That's definitely going right up above their name on both of them. Oh, he's coming off. And then, you know, we have type slide and telephone, and there's so many things on here I can use. Then we have, of course, the one that I've seen a lot of people use, the field notes. Destination. I know they've used that one. There's shipment collect. I don't think we would be using that one for anything. And definitely not condemned. But name of remitter, that's a good one. And I know they've used identification. I know Edith at Scrapbooking with me used that. But I have the one over here that was identification card stuff. So I don't need that for mine, although it's bigger. So yeah. I've got some things in here I'm going to use. That one has receipt on it, so I may use that, or there's actually one received. That's a good one. Okay. So you can see where I'm going. Now, I pulled this one out. I know it's called Rest in Peace, but it's got this one where it's like the pharmacist signed. And I thought I'd use that underneath of here. I'm going to cut the RX off in some way. And so I'm going to use that only. I don't think there's anything else on here I'm going to use. And then we've got the correspondence one I used just the other day. Now, I know there's a few things on here, like handle with care. I don't know, maybe. Charge, special, course, I don't know. There might not be too much of anything I do on here. It may, that I do like a stamp or something. It may look like it's, I've got the one that's got the little swiggles on it up here. Maybe that one. I don't know. We're still working on that one. Okay. The two that I definitely want to use. We're going to get rid of this one first because it's just that one little stamp right there I want. And we're going to do everything. Well, we're going to do a few things in color, but a good bit of it's going to be black and white. So I'm using my, get it around here, right? My VersaFine pigment ink for fine details. And we definitely want the fine details on here. So that's going to go. Oh, and I want to cover up the RX. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this little piece right here. And I think I'm going to do it just like this. And wherever that's going down, I'm going to hide that. Whoop, I think it worked. And I even went on my board here. All right, now we might have to go ahead and do this for the other ones as well. Let's see. I've got all this room right here underneath of this picture, so we're going to put that to use. Oh, some of it went up there, but that's okay. You know, because some of these things are not all particularly straight on these identification cards. Now, I'm going to pick up something here and stamp off on it. And I'll just leave that right there. All right, that's all I'm going to do with that one. Oh, no, wait. I was going to use that, I think, for these other people. So, we set those aside. That's the only thing when you're doing all these. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to cut all these people out. I doubt if you want to see me gluing them on there. But I'm going to pick 8 of them out and put them on here. I think I'll avoid the boy with his dog. And then I'll put this part on our stamps here. And then I'll get back with you. Okay, from the eccentric stamp pad, we are using the following. The identification card stub. That is going to go above everybody's picture right up here. So, we'll get to work on that. Trying to think of any story I could think to tell you. Some of these people look pretty young. Well, they could be like child spies, you know, Mata Hari or Those kind of things. You have to be just a little careful on how you do this. I've got a little bit of a curled edge over here, so I'm holding it down at the same time. Oh, and I did some here on the right. I thought, well, you know, they shouldn't probably all be on the left. We'll do some on the right as well. So, you know, vary it up. And I thought some of these backgrounds kind of worked for me. That one has something about Paris right there. So we're making sure that that shows. Oh, that's right. I have another pad that has, it's the one, the papillon. I can't ever say that. It's the one with the butterflies. Anyhow, it has a stamp. It has New York and Paris. Oh, we're going to use that. Okay. Definitely going to use that somehow. Okay, so there is the identification stub. So that one is done. And then we're going to use telephone, which I figured telephone could go on here somewhere. We'll just put it up there. Kind of telling a story about the person, you know. Everything that we can find out about them. Oh, I went on a little higher there, didn't I? Whoops. Like right here. Yeah, it'd be wonderful if somebody could come out with a pad, stamp pad that has all of this stuff to make, like, passports and identification tags and stuff like that. That'd be wonderful. I think you can maybe get some things with signatures on them. I've seen a lot of the girls, because Sunset Crafts was one of them I saw do these. I think she's Sunset Crafts and more. And then I just saw Edith from Scrapbooking with Me doing them just this week sometime. Oh, hers turned out so good. The Sunset Crafts, you know, her stuff is always beautiful. I might have to try to link her in the description box below. Her stuff is just always so pretty. And I might have to do Edith's as well, because hers, I was so impressed with how hers turned out. Okay, so I have this long one here, and I better get that one on here because it's the one that's got all the stamp offs on it. See, like they've been to here and there. So I think that's going to go on the outside, the farthest outside, because then I can put Paris or New York or something in here, and it's going to look like it went with this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look how good that. I mean, just doing some stamping on like a roughed up piece of paper, even if it's just coffee dyed paper, and a picture, and you know, it tells the story. It fills in what you're trying to accomplish with that item. So don't be afraid. I'm always telling you, pick up a few things and go. And I'm trying to use various stamp pads and stencils and this and that and papers, and to show you, you know, you've probably got it there on your shelf and you just don't know it. Like with me, I was always buying stuff and I thought, oh, I need that. Oh, I need that. But you might already have it there, or it's intended for another purpose, and you can actually make it work in another aspect for you. These big ones, I'm going to have to be filling them babies up. I probably need to ink around the outside edges of those, and I didn't do that yet. Whoops. All right, let's stamp that one off. I haven't used that one. I really like it. I really do. Okay. Our last one here is some kind of a cereal. I don't need that big one for that. Let me use this little one. It's a serial number. So I didn't know if maybe that could be on the lower edge somewhere, and that might be the serial number of this card in some way. Yeah, that looks good. And see this fine, see how little that serial number is and how good this ink does. I love this ink. I love it. Stick that one there. Yeah, if you don't push too hard, that's the only thing. Sometimes I was pushing real hard. You just have to practice. Stamping takes practice along with everything else. Sometimes I mash it too much to the right. I mash it too much to the left. You just have to find that perfect amount. Okay. That one looks like a, what do you call that kind of paper? Invoicing or something. Okay. I'm trying to keep it over everything in a certain spot because I'm just making them all about the same. Don't know that I need to cover that. All right, I got to get into my next pad and I'll be right back. All right, next we're using field notes, and I've got 4 picked out from there. And I'll start with this little girl, and we have a we have a name of remitter. I definitely wanted that one, kind of down here where the name is at. I just kind of thought that one would go. So we're going to put name of remitter right there. Yeah. I'm not sure what a remitter is. That's the only problem. Oh, but that's what we'll do. Some of these has got like a little bit of a busy background, but still, it all adds to the storyline. Oh my goodness. I had been meaning to get, now I think this is where I intended for name of remitter to go on these big ones. I had intended to work on a recipe book that I wanted to put out for Christmas, as Christmas presents. And I got a new computer, and I don't know what they've done, but it wants to, I didn't save it in the right format or something. That's what it comes down to. So I got to take it back. And maybe that recipe book will get out this coming year. What I did was, way back, when we were having our family reunions and stuff, this one reunion, and see, I've got Agent. I told you these are spies. This one reunion I had taken and asked everybody, especially if they were bringing their signature dish. You know how it is, everybody has a signature dish. I asked everybody to bring a recipe for me, and I also wanted to know if it was a recipe they had gotten from somebody, how long they had been using it, if it was a family recipe, if it was what time of year, what special occasion it was used, that kind of thing. And I really like that. I mean, it's it goes along with me and my genealogy. I was trying to tell a story. And it was really neat. I mean, I to this day, that's the basis of my recipe book. We're going to put that agent number right under here. There we go. So, agent kind of mixed in there with that other word, but that's all right. But yeah, I really loved how that turned out. And the basis of my book is I wanted to have family recipe. Well, I wanted to have recipes that were from scratch. From scratch. People don't do that nowadays. They buy it in a box. But in case you didn't have a box of something, I wanted you to be able to put some flour, baking soda, salt, milk, eggs, whatever together, and be able to get that recipe. And, I really like that. Okay, what we got here? I'm going to put this destination this way. Now, most of these black ones are like the basis of your card, is the way I'm going about this. And what's going to happen is when I have like the little stamp for received or something else, it's going to be in a color. I've got a blue and a maroon over here that I'm going to use for that. I stuck my finger right there in that. Oh, all right. Trying to figure out, I'll just put that down here. So that's kind of the angle I'm going at for these cards. I guess think of your own driver's license. Just that's about the way to do it. Where everything's located on it, what order it's been put on there in, that kind of thing. Okay, got that all done. Stamp that off. Now, one of the ones I'm talking about that needs to be in color is this little guy right here, the received. Now, he's going to probably be in red. And I'm probably going to do him a little later on. I'm going to go ahead and go to another stamp pad. But we'll come back to him. Here's that one I was telling you I needed. The Papillon. Anyhow, it has this one here. And I thought, I could use those place names. And see if I can get that to work for me. I mean, if it's a way I can just get on there and do Paris, that would be fine with me. And you just got to do it real careful. You can actually put you a piece of paper across there. We might actually do that when all is said and done. Okay, we're going to say Paris right here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. So those are the date stamps for when they went to Paris. Now, I'm getting to the point where I'm hitting down below. So I'm going to use my little scrap piece of paper there and see if we can fix that problem. Yeah, a little bit of that came out, but we'll fix that. We're going to do this right here. If I can get my fingers to participate. See if that works. Yeah, good enough. I need something bigger to hang on to, though. There we go. It's always good to have your trash can right next door. And you can get to work on stuff. All right. So we're going to do Paris right here. I wonder if I should go at an angle, but, you know, I've already started at I'm boxy, remember? I don't do much at an angle. But we're probably going to do a few more of these. I'm going to finish these off. And we might pick London next. Okay, as you can see, London is inside of these addresses. And I only wanted the word London. So I cut I cut this piece out and just got London to stick up for me there. And then I'm going in with my ink, a couple dabs. And I can get it to go on there. Just like that. So there's little tricks of the trade. You know, I don't know. I may be using New York as well. Maybe on some of these bigger ones. Those two big ones. I don't know if I got enough room left here on the little ones. So let's get that stamped off. And see if that will go away. And I could do New York on these two guys. Because theirs is a little bit more, I got a little bit more room here than I want. So I may do a very pale stamping of a script stamp on the back. I think that's what I need to do. Okay, we're going to do New York right there. Yeah. These are the very busy spies. They've been everywhere. They even worked over into the United States. Okay. And right there. Okay, so that bunch is done. Now, I think, don't get your fingers on there. And what we need to do next is maybe some little stamp offs. I will do that little script stamp in here real quick and kind of show you what I intended for that. Here we go. It's a stamp I've had for a good while. And it's just got, you know, you can't read it. It's just scribbles. But it needs something in this background. It's just too bare. So we're going to just put a little light. And we're going to stamp off as well. We don't want it very dark. We want like the second, maybe third generation of the stamping. And I'm just going to go on there kind of willy-wally We're going to stamp once and see what it looks like. Oh, it's very pale as it is. All right, let's just go ahead and see what we can do here. And see what I can come up with. Yeah, see, it just gives a little bit of something to the background. It was just too plain. Okay, that works. Now we got to try to do that again. And we got to stamp once, just so we don't have that much. I don't know I think this is up. With this, you don't know which end is up really much. So, do some compressions. There we go. There we go. I think that looks good. Now, I'm going to finish off doing some color stamping now because, you know, I just need to put some color on here. And I need to really fill up some room on those big ones. So, we will see what we can do here. Okay, I got my correspondence stamp set out here now. And I have this big one that says received. And we're just going to, I'm going to pretend I'm at the counter at the airport. And we're stamping. Boing. And this is the one that's got received. Now, it probably would look better if you actually go over something that's already there. Which on the little ones, I probably will, like right here. I'm going to kind of go over agent. Yeah, see, it looks better when you kind of go over something. And we're going to stick that one right here. Received. And the color helps, too. I don't know why I keep putting the lid back on that thing. Habit. Okay. Got those. And those. Now our other ones. Get them lined up. And this is called assembly line. It's like if you were sewing. It's assembly line sewing. Okay, boink. Boink. You can't read received on that one. I gotta watch. Yeah, it also helps if you kind of go over the picture a little bit as well. Okay, so that's our red. I'll stamp that off. And what's next? Let me get in here and snoop. All right, the only other one I liked on correspondence was this one called registered. So we'll use that one in blue. And we're going to go at an angle like that. Oh, yeah. It needed an angle. It definitely needed an angle. We're going to go like that. Try to go in between our things so you can still read it. Go at an angle that way. Okay. Well, try not to pack them and stack them too much to give it a chance to dry. Okay. This one, and this one. Ooh, these big ones still have a lot of room to fill up, but I guess you don't really have to cover them completely. Okay, this one I'm going to go down a little bit further, like here. All right. Now I'm going to see what I got on this other one. I'm going back to field notes again and see what I got left on there that I'd like to use up in some of these holes. Okay, these two big ones had a lot of room down here to fill up. And I found this on the correspondence before I put it away. So we're going to do that in red. It's going to fill up that little bit of space. Oh, whoops. That is there. This poor mat. It was clean. It was new. It's seen harder days since it's met me. All right, like that. Oh, yeah, much better. Actually, that looks more official, you know? Kind of gives it an official look. And I can go over the register that's there. That's fine. Yeah, I like that. That really adds to it. I don't know if I can get that one on these. I guess I could, right down there at the bottom. Or maybe it should be at the top. Nope, bottom. Let's try it on this one. Like I said, experiment. Okay. Try to do that dead center. There we go. Oh, I like that. I really do. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Let's see if I can do this without having to pick that thing up every time. Yeah. Okay, right in the middle, right in the middle. For Baby Jane there. She's Baby Jane Doe. Youthful spy. Looks like Shirley Dimple to me. Oh my goodness. Okay, and here's her older sister, Bonnie. The Bonnie and Clyde. Clyde is over here somewhere. Where's he? Oh, here, Clyde's coming up. Here's Clyde. Oh my goodness. I got to figure out some way to make me some of those signatures. I could probably get them off of census. I look at the census all the time. Me and Zach's actually got to work here. Like I said, this is Tuesday. We've got a few more things to do. We're gonna write up a thing to do some pre-orders for our book. It's going to get sent to the printer right before February 10th because I've got this coupon, big good coupon at Staples to get our books printed. Okay, I found this little one on the correspondence one. It's a date at April 15, 1940. And all of these people look like they were in 1940. Now, this is Potter's clay. I wanted another color. So I'm going to actually date it like right here. It's a little different than that red. So, well, yeah, it's a little different. But I just wanted it to kind of go in a hole and be at sort of a little angle too. Just for more interest. Put that one right here. And then hers right there. And I think I need one for this one. It's such a little number, it could just fit anywhere. Okay, we got that one. And then we also have, it's a receipt number 1120. We're going to do that one in green. And then we will be done. So let's get that over here. Oh, yeah, I like that green. Yeah. Okay. So you can color them up. You don't have to have them black and white and grungy, grungy colors. You don't have to keep them that way. You can have a little variation. As long as you've got your ink. And I'm filling up every one of these holes. Okay. This I'm putting down here at the bottom. These big ones I got to make do. Okay. Good. All right. Let's get that out of the way, this out of the way, this one. Okay, now let's look at what we got, and we will be done. And I thank all my subscribers and viewers for coming and seeing what I got up to today, and I hope you give us a try. If you have some of these, which I still need to go around the outside edge with some ink, and you know how good that does. See, it really helps it. So I'll do that later. Here's Our Lady. And that really does look like somebody's signature, so that worked. And I've got all the colors and stuff. I'm going to get on there and smudge a little bit as well. We got Baby Jane here. International Spy. I guess I need to come up with names that has to do with the letter I put them on. That might be. This is This is Lorelei. Famous femme fatale. Here's Wilhelmina with the willy wally fingers. Pickpocket. I don't know what to do with this one. It's got 3 letters. She wasn't sure what name to go with. But boy, that one looks a little busy, but oh well. That's the name of the game. Now that one doesn't look bad, because that's on like some of that, I can't remember what you call that paper now. Oh, yeah, that looks a lot better if you use something like that, with a few lines. I was using what I had, though, everybody. So I really thank you. Everybody have a great, great day, and come back and see me again. Bye-bye.